the motorcade with President Biden and soon-to-be President Donald Trump. Both are issuing pardons today, and I find that dynamic pretty interesting because President Biden is trying to protect people like Anthony Fauci, who oversaw COVID protections in this country, people like General Mark Milley, a so-called enemies list that Donald Trump says that he wants to throw these people in jail. President Biden had a preemptive pardon this morning. Sorry, the lips are a bit frozen. It's a bit cold out here. And of course, President-elect, soon-to-be President Donald Trump, plans to pardon January 6th people who rioted and attacked the Capitol 4 years ago. And isn't that interesting? Here in the same Capitol, Donald Trump will be taking the oath of office at the same place that was attacked and ransacked and police officers attacked and people died on that day. So there's just so much irony in that whole event. So there's a lot going on for so many people on this day, on this very emotional day for many people.
You're so right to point that out, Joe. The contrast of these images from what we saw back in 2021 on January 6th when that group, that mob, stormed the Capitol and the Rotunda today is going to be the exact same spot where we see a peaceful transition of power when the incoming president, Donald Trump, takes his oath of office. Just stand by for us, Joy. Jean Meserve just wanted to add something to what you just mentioned moments ago.
There's a real question about how many of those January 6 rioters are going to get pardons. At some points, the president-elect has indicated it will be a blanket pardon for all of them. More recently, he's indicated, and J.D. Vance has indicated, that it will be more selective and that those convicted of the most serious charges may not be pardoned. What's going to be interesting to watch, according to people I've spoken to who monitor these things, is the reaction on the far right. Those individuals have expected a blanket pardon, and if they don't get it, they are going to be sorely disappointed in a man who they have wholeheartedly supported for the presidency of the U.S.
Presidential pardons are kind of that magical power of the president, kind of like a king, to just forgive the sins and move on. And what's interesting today is these competing pardons.
Yeah.
Biden is protecting
Here
his
they are,
people.
by the way, both of them walking
Trump
in right
is
now.
freeing his people. And it makes me very uncomfortable in terms of the rule of law. I hope that this is not something that we're going to see from here on out, because there's something disturbing about the battle of these partisan pardons.
What about the use of the preemptive pardon by, and I should say there's Chuck Schumer, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Amy Klobuchar all walking into Capitol Hill for this ceremony, Vice President Harris as well.
The preemptive pardon is pretty remarkable because in the past you got convicted, you admit your crime, you show some sort of contrition. Now it's a get out of jail free card. And that to me is not the rule of law.